So today we're going to be talking about what can we see in the oceans. Well, sometimes in, the summertime, your parents would often take you to a place we really like to visit, as a beach. The beach was the most simple examples that nearly everybody have visited before. Maybe you haven't, but you should try it one time. Well, the beach and the oceans, are they different? Yes, they're different. The oceans is the mirror of the beach. When you look at a beach, you can see out of it is the oceans. All around it is the oceans. Just think, okay, the ocean was the Mars beach. You can easily remember it and know what's that. That's the oceans. Well, in the oceans you can find many things, as of course the oceans. But the ocean was full of flowers. Did you know that there are 70% of flowers in the whole world? Wow, that was a really big amount of oceans. Do you remember all the name of the 5 oceans? Let me remember. Atlantic Oceans, Indian Oceans, Pacific Oceans, Atlantic Oceans. There are 2 more. I don't remember. Let me find. Sand. The sands are made out of really small rocks. Yes, that's right. They're really small. How can people like us have sand around oceans? Each year when the rocks is steamed or harmed by those plants, you can see that those rocks are starting to dissolve into small pieces of rock, really tiny, and we call it sand. Next, corals. Coral. Well, do you know what are corals? They're just kind of like the, you know, those weeds, like those seaweeds. But those corals are different from the seaweeds, okay? Remember, coral and seaweeds are different. There's also many kinds of fish. There's many kinds of them. Sharks, salmons. There's also many more kinds of objects. Like the crab, the starfish. There's also many more. Let me remember. Such as, the salmons, the jellyfish, octopus, squids, krill. The krill, or we have another word here, is tôm là gì mà? Tôm trong tiếng Anh á. We call it shrimp. Do you remember? Shrimp. Well, yes. Having some festival, or maybe it's our relaxed days for people all over the countries. In those times we would have full zoos in the oceans. I'm not saying that all animals are coming, but it's just in Indians. That's saying, okay, there's thousands and millions of people coming to this place. That's what's mean. Or the oceans. You also can see many people sunbathing. Why? Why do they like the sunbathing? They really like the sunbathing because they can get more lights. Nobody would like to just stay home for maybe a whole year without getting any lights. That's the people around. There's also many more people that go to the oceans, not to just doing some things, but to collect shells, to eat seafoods. There's also many more things that they do. But did you know that near the beach there's sometimes some coconut trees or some different kinds of trees? Do you know why do people grow them? Do you really know the meanings? Well, if those roots have been grown there for a long time, the sand won't be blown away. The water sometimes comes up in one day. They will take the sand down to the beach. Well, people need to do that so that the sand won't come over the beach, that the beach will be a healthier place without all of those sands around, so that those animals, when they eat the sands, they will die. Well, that's the oceans. You can see that there's some shells too. What are the shells coming up? When the water is coming up, it brought some of the animals, some of the small animals like crabs, starfish, sometimes really small fish, or usually will be cells. Those cells will be blown up into the ocean's land. You see that many of them are there. Many people collect it. There's also many people collect more things as clam, corals, because usually they will be really nice. There will be many ways to notice that what animals is staying in this part. You just need to learn some of the basic skills as catching those shells. If you just want shells, or if you really want to catch an animal or a seafood that you can eat, well, if one day your parents let you go to the oceans, you should discover about those. Did you ever discover why those corals are useful one day? Those animals would come in, especially the clownfish. They would come in the corals, so that the corals, first, it will help clean for fish. Help the fish to get water, help the fish to get food, and it helps the fish to hide from our animals. But what does those fish help the corals? It helps those corals to clean up themselves. It helps the corals to roast more in pieces. That's just kind of like trading without using money. It's just kind of like tradings. Yes, it's right. Well, that's all for today. If someday you come to the oceans, just tell me what is your experiments. And remember, try all the things that you can do, especially fishing, swimming, collecting seashells, eat seafoods, and discover more about the oceans. You will be really amazing if you have find all about the oceans. Yes, there are 1,000 informations there that nearly it would take a really long time to study. But ocean was a really great place that God and nature has given it. Well, we should be respectful to the oceans. Well, that's it. All for today. See you. Have a nice day.